Concept of Curriculum Development by AFULCO. Curriculum. How is it developed? The four domains to develop curriculum are curriculum, assessment, standards, and instruction. Curriculum is, as stating in Understanding by Design, Wiggins and McTighe define curriculum as referring to the specific blueprint for learning that is derived from desired results. That is, content and performance standards. Curriculum takes content and shapes it into a plan for how to conduct effective and engaging teaching and learning. Education.com defines it as referring to the means and materials with which students will interact for the purpose of achieving identified education outcomes. And the Center for Research on Learning and Teaching defines it as an academic plan. Assessment is, again, as defined by Wiggins and McTighe, assessment is the act of determining the extent to which the desired results are on the way to being achieved and to what extent they have been achieved. There are also many methods of gathering evidence of meeting desired results, and giving and using of feedback against standards to enable improvement and the meeting goals. Hidden curriculum defined it as refers to a wide variety of methods or tools that educators use to evaluate, measure, and document the academic readiness, learning progress, skill acquisition, or educational needs of students. There are two major types of assessments, formative assessments and summative assessments. Some examples of assessments are standardized tests, performance assessment, portfolios, end-of-unit tests, and interim assessments. Standards are the content that is to be covered based on national and state laws. Each state has certain standards that have to be taught from all subject areas and components. Teachers may choose a certain content standard to teach at any given time period. Performances on how well the students do on certain subject or content, and a vision for teaching and learning. Instruction is how the content and curriculum is taught. Teachers may have a whole group or small group instruction. It also ranges in time. There are many instructional strategies that also may be used in the classroom. Those are lectures, discussions, centers, learning groups, and direct instruction. What is the driving force behind the four? In curriculum, it is the state mandates and school district coordinators based on their recent state assessments. The driving force in assessment is state testing and showing of academic growth throughout the year. The driving force for standards are the national mandates of content that is to be performed. And the driving force of instruction is districts and teachers that determine how the content is to be taught. Are all equal players? No. What percent that makes up curriculum development? 50% should be the biggest percent because it is what drives instruction, assessment, and standards. Standards are 20% because they are used to decide on how the curriculum is developed. Assessment is 15% because the content needs to be evaluated and determined if the curriculum is working. Instruction is 15% because it is how the curriculum is to be taught to students. How do you design curriculum? Well, first I would look at the state standards and the mandates that have to be implemented. One example is the Arkansas RISE initiative. I also would think about the vision you have for your school and the students that you have. I also found this quote from the Center for Research on Learning and Teaching, where they think the curriculum or academic plan should include the purpose of the curriculum, which is the student goals, content, sequence, instructional methods, instructional resources, evaluation approaches, and how adjustments to the plan will be made based on experience or assessment data. Are there any factors missing? Based on the content standards that are mandated by the state, there are factors that administrators or district content chairs need to consider when designing curriculum that may fall under the 4 domains of curriculum development. These are professional development, finances, community dynamics, and student achievement. My concept of curriculum development. Based on my experiences, I meet with a literacy and math instructional facilitator to guide what is taught in my classroom. We also discuss assessments on how to improve learning. This year we have implemented a new guided reading program. I had to attend an online professional development over the summer. In my field experience, I found out that the district chair decides what curriculum is chosen for each subject. There is a math, literacy, and science chair for the El Dorado School District. These people decide for all grade levels how and what should be taught. They release this information to the school's instructional facilitators. The instructional facilitator then releases the information to the teacher and helps them implement this in their classroom. Principals also may decide what curriculum is taught for response to intervention. These are my thoughts and beliefs. I believe that curriculum should be chosen to be the best for the school's vision. I also believe that it should reflect the state's mandate. When developing curriculum, administrators need to make sure that the best professional development and support are given to teachers. If needs to be evaluated every year and the plan either change altogether or make improvements.